Hi, good morning. Assalamualaikum. Today I would like to do a little bit of sharing on how to cite papers in your thesis and how to write uh, the information on of that paper in the list of references at the end of your thesis. Now, in UITM, University Technology Mara, we are using the APA or American Psychological Association style. It goes by inciting the author, and then we put in the year, just much like other style. And in the references, we put in in the reference list, we put in the title, the name of the journal, and also the details of where about in that journal that paper appears. Now, if you have a paper that you would like to review or you would like to cite in your literature review, bear in mind this is just a short guide for my final year project students who in the first time in their life are doing some literature review and maybe needing some guide on how to write those citations and references in their thesis. So if you have a paper with one writer and you would like to cite the findings reported in that paper in your thesis, so this is the way to do it. This is one example that I take from the internet. You have a paper written by a single author called Dieter Rehder, and he writes in a journal called Inorganic Chemistry Communication, issue number 6, published in year 2003 and in the pages 604 to 617. And the title of his paper was Biological and Medicinal Aspects of Vanadium. There is so much information that we can obtain from the first page of any paper that we write, or no, not we write, that we read. You can find out where the author is affiliated to, the university that he is working in, when did he submit the paper to the journal, and when was the paper accepted for publication by the journal. Now, if you find something interesting and related to the work that you are doing and you would like to cite that information in your chapters in the thesis, there are many ways for you to cite the information. These are three common ways that you can use. The first one is as reported by Rehder and in bracket 2003. He might be writing many papers, so we have to specify which paper that you want to cite. And remember, we only use the surname in our citation. You do not need to put the first name, you just put the surname and the year in bracket. This is one way. The second way of citing for single author is, for example, you tell the information first. For example, vanadium is proven to be an important compound or something like that. And then at the end of that sentence, you put in bracket the name, the surname, Rehder, comma, and the year the paper was published. Or you can also do different ways, say in reported findings by Rehder 2003, vanadium is so on and so forth. So that is how you would cite the findings of a single author in your chapters in the thesis. At the end of your thesis, there is a section called List of References, and you need to put all the references that you are citing in that list for reference of people who are reading or evaluating your thesis. And the way that you would write the information about the paper is, for example, it's this like this, Rehder, comma D. Now remember, the name of our writer was Dieter Rehder. So you put the surname, not the first name. Remember, you put the surname, comma, and the alphabet of the first name, and then put the year the paper was published in, after the name in bracket, and then the title of the paper, the name of the journal, the issue of the journal, and the number of pages the paper is published. So that is for a single author, one writer. When it comes to a paper that you would like to cite having two authors, this is an example of a two-writer paper. You have writers called Wolfgang Imhoff, Angela Goebel. So the journal was Journal of Organometallic Chemistry, 690, year 2005, and so on and so forth. The way that you would cite the findings of these two authors in this paper is you say Imhoff and Goebel. Always cite the names in the order they appear in the paper. So, and use the surnames. Imhoff and Goebel, year 2005, reported that is it 2005? Yes, it was. It was accepted in October 2004, but it came into publication in 2005, so we counted 2005. So Imhoff and Goebel 2005 reported that all carbonyl complexes are reported to be blah blah blah, the in bracket Imhoff and Goebel, comma 2005. Both the names of the authors must be written when you have a paper written by two authors. You mention both names. But if you have more than two writers, three, four, five, for example, and this is one example of it, you have one, two, three, and four writers for this paper. We have M.R. Ganjari, Kiani Anbuhi, Paul Javid, Salavati Niasari. You have to write them in this way. For example, when you cite the finding of this paper in your thesis, you cite the first name first, the surname of the first name. So it's Ganjali et al. Et al. Means and friends in French. That's why it is written in italic, because we are writing this report in English, but there is a French word, so we put it in italic to indicate that it is not English. Al dot. Remember, because it's a longer word for friends in French. So we put dot and put the bracket 2003. So Ganjali et al. Reported in their work that blah, 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 2003. Or the second way that you would do it is Ganjali and co-workers in bracket 2003 had investigated nickel 2 complex, for example. Or you can say nickel 2 complexes have been proven to be whatever that you found in the paper in bracket Ganjali et al. Dot comma 2003. Yeah. And in the list of references, you do not simply copy how it appears in the paper. You have to write them in this way. Ganjali is the surname of the first name appearing in here. So it's Ganjali, comma, M dot R dot, comma, Kiani and Buhi, and so on and so forth. The year it was written, the title of the paper, the title of the journal, the volume, and the page number. So that is the sharing for today. I hope it is useful to my students and to anyone who is watching this video. So that's it from me, from the Faculty of Applied Sciences, University Technology Mara. Bye-bye. I hope you learned something good today. Bye. Assalamualaikum.